Matic more than a defensive midfielder. United supporters revelled in Chelsea's defeat on Saturday and enjoyed more schadenfreude at the Premier League champions' expense on Sunday as Nemanja Matic produced a midfield masterclass. It said much about the pattern of the first half that a defensive-minded player was United's outstanding performer as they struggled to engineer openings until Romelu Lukaku's breakthrough. Defensive-minded might be a disingenuous description of Matic, who almost always played the ball forwards, and his discipline buoyed Paul Pogba. Lukaku's opener was made possible by Matic's alert block and, for such an imposing figure, he covered the spaces quickly and his passing was slicker than the 36-year-old Michael Carrick emitted from the matchday 18. Carrick hampered United during some of their home stalemates last term, but Matic did the opposite. No wonder Antonio Conte was unhappy at his sale. Lukaku could be an upgrade on Ibrahimovic. The run was almost as quick as the finish from Lukaku as he swept in Marcus Rashford's pass. In a position where you are judged almost exclusively on goals, Lukaku could outscore Zlatan Ibrahimovic's 28 of last term, and there was no indication Lukaku needed a striking foil with him even against a side as unadventurous and reticent as West Ham. United ratings for players get 810. What's struck about Lukaku's opener is it is difficult to envisage United scoring such a goal with Ibrahimovic up top. Mobility was not the Swedes' forte, and Lukaku's alacrity and speed to meet Rashford's assist offers United's attack a new and superior dimension. Left side still needs reinforcing. Had Rashford not slotted in Lukaku, he might have got the Jesse Lingard treatment at the pause. Rashford was toiling up until his playmaking run and pass, and it sparked an improvement from the teenager that he took into the second half. Still, Rashford's finishing requires work. 5 days after he spurned the chance to equalise against Real Madrid, he curled well wide early in the second period and was fortunate Lukaku was able to nod in a second shortly after that misfire. Rashford's confidence was not dented as he whipped one against the post. While Lindelof was not in the squad versus West Ham behind Rashford, Daley Blind barely improved on his poor pre-season, and Antonio Valencia was mainly providing the width again on the other flank. United were noticeably narrow in the first half, and Mourinho wants and needs to redress that lopsided balance to offer his team greater width. But Martial has to stay. If United did ever entertain a swap deal involving Anthony Martial with Spurs for Danny Rose or Internazionale with Ivan Perisic, then it is they who should pay the difference. During his cameo, Martial produced the best piece of wing play of the match and scored with a measure of composure Rashford lacked when he fluffed his effort at the start of the second half. Mourinho reveals something special allowed Matic to join United. United supporters serenaded Martial loudly while he warmed up in what was a clear message to Mourinho to not just send him on but keep him beyond the transfer deadline. Then Martial showed why United would be daft to even consider jettisoning him, despite their target's club's interest in the Frenchman. "We want more consistency in his talent," Mourinho said after Martial wowed the Santa Clara crowd with an assist last month. "He has complemented class with consistency over the last month." Martial produced a brilliant cameo. Mourinho's pre-season plan works. The decision to consistently partner Eric Bailly and Phil Jones in pre-season seemed to be a curious one until UEFA announced the latter would also serve a 2-match European ban. Mourinho seemed to decide on starting the defensive duo in mid-July, when they formed a rock-steady axis against City, Real Madrid and Barcelona, keeping clean sheets in all three, and the run extended to a competitive fixture. Jones let Javier Hernandez know early on the pleasantries ended with the referee's shrill, and the Mexican had less joy in an Old Trafford fixture than he ever did under Louis van Gaal. Get all the latest Manchester United news first with our new app. Download it here now.